Look through time and find your rhyme. Tell us what you find. We will wait at your gate, open like the blind.
Good morning. We're just getting ready to take ourselves down the River Trent. It's nice and early. We got up just before 6. The tide is coming up the Trent and the optimum time for leaving today is 7:20. At the moment, as you can see behind me, it's really misty and you can't see very much. And it's the same going down the Trent at the moment. But it should start clearing as soon as the sun gets a little bit higher. The weather forecast is to bring showers in later on today, but we should get a good run for the first half of the day. And we're aiming to get somewhere towards Newark maybe. But first of all, we've got to get to Cromwell Lock. The tide runs out just before Cromwell Lock, usually it's around 45 minutes before we get there, and we have to start really pushing against the river then. However, there isn't that much water at the moment anywhere in the river. The tide is low, so we're not going to have the usual help down the river that we normally get. You can usually go quite fast, so the boat will have to work a bit harder today. But it's exciting and it's fabulous to have this beautiful day to start our river trip. Rivers are always my favourite. I just like the width of them, more wildlife. You do feel the weather on them more. So it's actually quite cold this morning. I've just been sweeping ice off the top of the boat. But that's this time of year, isn't it? Mixture of all sorts. So go and dress up warm, get ready to set off. Just starting the engine, getting the chart book out. Those of you who have done this will know about this chart book. You buy it from a lock keeper and you follow the river, and you follow, more importantly, the red line that goes down the river. There's lots of sandbars and obstacles and all sorts, so you have to keep an eye on where you're going, and it shows you all the bits and pieces you might need to know. The river also has kilometre markers going down it, so if you lose your way on the chart, you can check the next kilometre marker and quickly find your place back in the book again. Right, off we go.
Anyway, it's down the middle to start with.
It's a couple of hours later and we had such heavy mist and fog we couldn't see anything for the first 45 minutes to an hour, so we had to go quite slowly. It was really disconcerting. I mean, you literally couldn't see anything. Not had that before. So anyway, the sun has cleared the mist and fog up now and we're cranking it a bit more, and I'm absolutely frozen, so I've come in to make some coffee and get a bit of breakfast, and Henry is winding his way down the middle of the river. It's widened out now, so it should be fine if I'm not up there for a moment. Well, we're coffeeed up and the sun is warming us up now. We've just had a call from Cromwell Lockkeeper. He wasn't sure that we'd have made it out in that fog this morning. I told him it was terrifying, which made him laugh. Anyway, we're within an hour of Cromwell Lock now. It's a beautiful day and all is well. 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 me to call him when we're a mile from the lock so that he can set it for us. It's really funny, they refuse to countenance the newfangled measurements, and it's 16 miles from Cromwell to Torksey. We don't have a mileometer, we have a rev counter, so you know how many revs you're doing, and the chart is mapped in kilometres, so you have to do the calculations yourself. I mean, it's not that difficult, but it's just funny that everything has to be done in miles. Roads in this country obviously are done in miles, but the river's done in kilometres. They don't shut very well, they're leaking. We're the only boat in here, it's a massive lock to fill up. It's going to take a little while. So we have our rope going through the pulley that goes up the side of the lock, and that helps to keep it tight to the wall. Henry's hanging on to it here. Once the water comes in, the boat wants to swing around all over the place. You can see the massive gap at the bottom of the door that the lockie is struggling with. He keeps opening and closing it. That gap has to close to be able to allow the lock to fill up with water to let us up. But usually when they start putting water in at the other end, the force of water will force the door shut. We hope. And here it comes. The lockie is controlling the gates up there, coming out every now and again to keep an eye on us. And we've not got too far to go now. Great, we're through, and it's non-tidal now, and we don't have to worry about following a chart anymore, which is great. It means we only need one on the back. We're going to go straight up to Newark now. One more lock to do. There's this really nice bit of river here, it's wide. There's not a huge flow on it, so huge weir there. And it looks like there's one boat going in. He'll be catching the tide going out now, making his way down to Torksey. Sorry? Loads. We were the only people there this morning. Yeah, it's empty. We've been in Newark now a couple of days on the pontoon, and you're allowed to be here 2 days, so we have to move today. But we're just going to go around the corner onto the wall, which sounds a bit Gilead. But there's a nice wall opposite Newark Castle, and it's due to rain, maybe a bit of lightning and a bit breezy today, so we're trying to nip up there before breakfast. It's only around the corner, so we don't get wet. Yeah. Henry's in a crisis of indecision about whether to moor here or go around the corner a little bit. He's not had his coffee yet. How's that for a view? You can see us just hidden down behind the wall there. And Henry has found
Here's one.
what we think are St. George's Day mushrooms. Let's have a smell. Well, let's take one in and identify it before we pick any others. Well, here we have quite a good haul for a mushroom omelette for lunch. I've done a check in our book. We use Roger Phillips, and I've had a quick look online. But actually, at this time of year, it's about a week before St. George's Day, but they always come out earlier when it's been a bit warmer. And at this time of year, you don't get many gilled mushrooms like this. So, identification done.
Here's the frame.
While we're in Newark, we are also doing some little boaty jobs. So Henry has got these frames ready now.
Yeah. This is the frame, and the frame's going to go on there to hide all of that horribleness.
Well, it's not horribleness, it's just it's the metal.
It's metal, so we need to get rid of that metal because of condensation. Anyway, so I'm going to stick this on, but I've had to come up with some fancy way of holding it in place while the sticky stuff actually gets a grip and goes off. And so this is it, with a few other additions.
That'd be nice. I'm fed up looking at those window frames. It'd be nice to not notice them anymore.
I'm gunging it up too much.
Glue is on, frame's going into place. If I was doing this, I'd be in an almighty mess.
Well, there's plenty of time for that.
Looks good. An extra little brace to tighten it against the window.
Got to hide this thing because that's waiting to have someone's eye out.
The next job on the list is this mess up here. They're a real pain, these Houdini hatches. I've said it before. I wouldn't have one installed now if I was building a boat. Anyway, we've had a piece of perspex up there all winter because it just drips continually because of all the metal. And when I took the perspex down earlier on, you can see the mess up there. So all of that bendy ply is coming off. Henry's going to get as much of the metal covered as possible and tidy up the whole area because it's an eyesore at the moment. So that's his next problem solving job to do. We've had a very successful few days in Newark. Got the windows finished, and we went to a really good open mic night last night at the Navigation pub, which we'll pass on the way out of Newark in a minute. Really good find. There's a vintage store in Newark that I love, and I found this electric blue satin vintage bedspread just to finish off the bedroom and reflect the blue from the ceiling. Serendipity. I'm very happy. And as we leave Newark, floating past the Navigation where we went to the open mic night last night, I'll say goodbye for now. See you on the next video. Have a good week, everyone.
If you
Bye-bye.
know the way to blue. Have you seen the